miss the way you who smile at me, the way you hold my hand, the way you make me understand. It's a battlefield, it's a hunger deep, deep down inside your heart. There is love, there is love. Oh, this little love light of mine, you're gonna let it shine, shine. Oh, love is the answer to everything. Here in my heart, it is every little thing. I'm gonna let it shine down on me. Won't you let it in? Oh, love, oh, love, oh, love, oh, love. And love, it's a harmony, it's a letting go of any mistakes that you may hold. It's a chance you take or a rule you break. Doesn't anybody really know? We just go our own way home, home. Oh, this little love light of mine, gonna let it shine, shine. Oh, love is the answer to everything. Here in my heart, it is every little thing. I'm gonna let it shine down on me. Won't you let it in? In. Oh, love, oh, love, oh, love, oh, love. Ooh, let love in your heart. Ooh, let love in your soul. Ooh, let love in so deep. You can feel it at your feet. Love is the answer to everything. Here in my heart, it is every little thing. I'm gonna let it shine down on me. Won't you let it in? In. Oh, love, oh, love, oh, love, oh, love, ooh, love, 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 love. And it is the answer, and the answer, it is love. This next song is called American Doll. That last song was called The Answer, and that song was about raising money for breast cancer awareness. And we raised thousands of dollars on that last song to support research for the Duke Cancer Institute. This next song is called American Doll. Do you have a foolish notion for that American dream? Do you let it consume you above all the real things? Do you know in your heart it isn't true? But somehow we let it sweep us in. Locked in the doors we are standing in, and ask yourself, do you need a great big house? Do you need a fancy car? Do you need a whole lot of money at all? Oh, do you need a white picket fence just to look like the rest? Do you need everything like American dolls? Do you ever seem to get lost the way they tell you it's supposed to be? The grass is faded green, it's never as good as seems, it's just an insecurity. But somehow we let it sweep us in. Locked in the doors we are standing in, and ask yourself, do you need a great big house? Do you need a fancy car? Do you need a whole lot of money at all? Oh, do you need a white picket fence just to look like the rest? Do you need everything like American dolls? American dolls. Oh, you don't have to walk across that line. Oh, you don't have to live out a lie. Just wanna say that you tried. Ain't it sweet, sweet, sweet? Yeah. Do you need it? Need it? Do you need it? Oh, do you need it? Do you need it? Need it? Do you need it? Oh, do you need it? Do you need it? Need it? Do you need it? Oh, do you need everything and everything and everything and everything, everything and everything and oh, 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 oh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
That was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Hey, we're happy to be here. This is great.
So the first song that you played, you mentioned that that was done for breast cancer awareness. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, so the Duke Cancer Institute, which is based out of Durham, North Carolina, basically I got together with them and they asked me to maybe
write a song to help do a fundraiser for breast cancer research. So wrote that song, The Answer, and Jason was here to help support me with that song, and we launched it and successfully raised thousands of dollars to help fuel and support breast cancer research. And later after that, Jason and I and a few other band members, we played an event called the Making Strides event in North Carolina. And it was such a big turnout, and a lot of money was raised to support breast cancer research.
Such a nice, heartwarming story. And of course, now I get to switch gears and talk to you about the next song that you're going to play. Tell me a little bit about the songwriting that went into that.
So this next song is called St. Kitts, and I'd been living on an island called St. Kitts, which takes about 45 minutes to get around, so it's very small. And I'd been playing on different beach bars and performing out numerous late nights, and basically ended up on a catamaran. On the ride home, basically ended up on the beach and the whole night. And
As you do.
as you do, had a little too much rum. And anyway, woke up and I wrote the song called St. Kitts. And it was just inspired by playing around on the beach bars and living kind of an island dream life sequence. So it was good.
A little bit of a contrast from that first song.
I would say so.
When you're writing songs, obviously the inspiration was quite different between the two, but is the songwriting process the same, or how does it differ?
Yeah, the songwriting process actually changes a lot, and I don't necessarily have a formula. I just basically write what's is going on in my life, usually at the time. It's something that inspires me, if it's a film, if it's an experience, if it's someone that has come into my life and I'm like just blasted by their whole experience, then I will write about that. Birth of my son, definitely like to write about that. Or my wife, I like to write about her, so that's always good. But the songwriting process doesn't necessarily start with a melody. It may just start with some chords and then write a melody on top of that. And then, or it could just be something that I start humming and I'm like, let me put some chords to that. You know, and then it just starts to form itself. And honestly, the songs write themselves. I'm just kind of their fuel.
Jason, how do you decide where to throw in your part?
A lot of percussion is literally just figuring out what the timing is based on what Daniel has demoed out. Usually when I get involved, he's already put together a song and the structure's already there. So the map, the groundwork, the foundation's literally been laid for me. I'll figure out what the timing sequence is, where the standard intro, verse, chorus, and so part goes on. Fortunately, Daniel has a good mind for percussion as well and provides me some really good and excellent clues to kind of help me understand how he's hearing it so I can translate it, put my spin on it, and go from there.
You have some interesting percussion toys down here.
I like toys. They make noise. My wife loves them too.
How do you decide which one's the most appropriate for the song?
It really depends on the feel. Like this song specifically, St. Kitts. When it was originally recorded, it was done using a rim tap on a snare. We decided after we did our last tour on the East Coast and we did a lot of songs on the cajon very stripped down, that one of the things we wanted to do, particularly to capture that island feel, is in this case use the clave. Because it just, for some reason, for both of us, like, yeah, it just has that island kind of groove to it. So I picked one up and we started using it, and we were so happy with the success of it. We went back and recorded an acoustic EP, which is on his site. Anybody can stream any of the songs at any time. And we just stripped everything down and went from there.
Nice. Now, for the first song you were playing, it looked almost like brushes, but are they bundled brushes?
Yeah, there's a couple different implements you can use. There's nylon brushes, there's wire brushes. There's shakers. I've got a ring and an egg down here. Foot tambourine. But this one came with another cajon that I had. The gentleman who built it for me, Josh Trask, was generous enough to put these in there. And I've started using them because it'll give me a little bit of a sweep. But when I need to hit it harder, I've got that tool as well. So it's almost two tools in one. Works well.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
Let's play it.
Sipping on a bottle, licking my lips and my fingertips under the setting sun. Where did the night go? Must have been a hot day of rock and roll. Feeling pretty right, sip for the night. Gonna sip my A under palm trees grass. Sing a couple songs all for me. Nobody is listening except for the sea. Hey, hey, hey. Not a single soul to call my name. Nobody is around to make me go insane. It's me and my thoughts and my guitar. It's all I need underneath the stars. With the glistening light reflecting off the tide, makes me feel at home like the candles by the stove. And I can just sit back and unwind, have myself a drink, getting a good time. Hey, hey, hey. Not a care in my head, no. Not an inch of sorrow. Save it for another day. Whoa, oh, oh. Hey, whoa, oh. Not a care in my head, no. Not an inch of sorrow. Save it for another day. Whoa, oh, oh. Hey, whoa, oh, oh. This next song is called Lucky Day. Never knew love could feel quite like this. Been told 100 times it could be this quick. Never known your brown eyes could shine like the sun. Never known my heart could beat so fast, feel like it's done. Never known this moment till it comes. I didn't know that love could feel this way, 'cause I choose you forever and always. Here and now, hope you'll choose me too. I choose us over everything. When it's love, know that it's love. Here in this moment, it's our lucky day. Never seen beauty that was quite like yours. Seems impossible that anybody could ignore. Fact of the matter is when I look into your eyes, everything around me just stops, and it's to my surprise. Never known this moment till it comes. I didn't know that love could feel this way, 'cause I choose you forever and always. Here and now, hope you'll choose me too. I choose us over everything. When it's love, know that it's love. Here in this moment can change everything. When it's love, know that it's love. This is our moment. When it's love, know that it's love. Here in this moment, it's our lucky day. 'Cause I choose you forever and always. Here and now, I hope you'll choose me too. I choose us over everything. It's love, know that it's love. Here in this moment, it's our lucky day.
That song was called Lucky Day. That has not been recorded yet. That's a brand new song, so we hope you guys enjoyed it. This next song is called Sell My Dream. It's a personal song, so I'm going to keep it personal.
When I was young, I dreamed of the days growing up seemed so far away. Now that I'm older, feels like nothing's changed. I dreamt of a world of music and life. By the window classroom I stared outside. Now that I'm older, dream of looking in. Gave up the hours to the wind. Cut my teeth so nobody could get in. Sacrifice defined my youth, just to get one step to the truth. Further now in some different kind of way. Dreams have turned, but my success has changed. Now that I think how far I've come, Where, oh, where did I sell my dream? It started out as nothing, then came to me. I gave it my whole heart, just to find my way back to the start. Where, oh, where did I sell my dream? Started out as nothing, then came to me. I gave it my whole heart, just to find my way back to the start. Just to find my way back to the start.
Thank you. So talk to me a little about the lyrics on that one.
That's actually I was looking for some material, as you do, and my wife came up with this idea. She's like, "Why don't you write a song, maybe something about selling your dream?" And I was like, "Well, what does that really mean?" So I started to dig, and basically it's just me wanting these amazing ideas as a young little lad, and basically going along, taking the steps, and then the dream was actually starting to change. And what I thought was what I wanted when I was younger wasn't necessarily what it turned out to be. And so having to sacrifice a lot through the years, making making choices that I didn't really want to make, but in order to get to that dream, I had to. And and now looking back from where I'm at now, it's changed so much, and it's not even close to where I wanted it to be. So, and I would say in a good way. That's basically what the song's about, and I sacrificed a lot of my youth trying to get there, and now I'm here now.
Go. If you were to give your younger self a little piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't worry so much. Stop trying to push a round or a square into a round hole, and just let it come naturally, and it'll all happen in good time. And things that you think that are going to happen may not necessarily happen the way that you want them to. Here we go.
I like how you're nodding along with that, Jason. Would that be similar advice you'd give yourself?
Absolutely, there's no question about it. You know, I think you nailed it right on the head. I mean, we all have this idea of who and what we want to be, and sometimes it doesn't necessarily work that way, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, I was very late getting into the whole music thing, so I would have never thought growing up that I would be doing something like this, performing in front of folks on a radio show, or, you know, finding songs that I really love expressing like this, and, you know, enjoy the ride. You know, as Daniel said, don't push it, it'll get there, just keep your eye on the prize.
How did you two meet?
That is a great question.
So, you know, it's like walk down the same street together. No, just kidding.
No, let's see, I was playing in a band called Leeward Fate, and Jason was playing in a band called Flimsy. and we'd played a show together. And Jason came up to me after the show, and he was like, "Hey, man, I like what you do." And I was like, "Oh, you did a great job too." And then we played another show after that, and so just started to connect a little bit. And then, Jason came up to me again, and he said, "Hey, if you're looking for somebody to, back you a little bit, I'm your guy." And I said, started thinking about it, and reached out to Jace, and we just started doing it. And because of that Making Strides event I was talking about, I wanted Jason to play the drums, and after we got together and started rehearsing, and for that event, it just became natural, and it just fit. So, and Jason's a great guy, so I mean that's a plus.
I try to be.
What is band practice like?
It's a little.
You describe it,
because
I can.
It's very concise and compacted into a very short time frame, seeing as how Daniel lives in Oregon and I live in North Carolina. So there's not a lot of, hey, let's go to the studio and let's rehearse these songs and let's put them together. So band practice ends up being, I go through the songs a lot on my own, and Daniel does. And when we get together, we talk about the little nuances and start this, do this here, and we kind of, create the show, the stage, the set list at that time. So it's kind of crash course.
Yeah, and when we get together, it's like it feels natural, and it feels like we haven't really missed a beat, really. And so, like, just last week, when Jason flew in, I was like, "All right, I hope your flight was good. It's time to practice." And that's exactly pretty much what happened. But we just started going through the songs, and Jason does a lot of homework, and he does a lot of getting ready, and I really respect that as a musician, because if you're coming into a practice and you don't know what you're doing, or you're just like, "Oh, I'll wing it," that's not Jason. He thinks about it, he figures out parts, and he really dials them in, and he sends them back to me too, and he says, "What do you think about this part?" So there's a lot of thought that goes into it. It's not just, let's give it a try,
How do you know when a song's really done?
You don't. Every time you play a song, it changes. I can never play the same thing twice. It just doesn't happen. But there comes a point where I've put so much into it, too many layers, and at that point I'm realizing, you know what, let's dial it back, because I've tried everything, and it's almost like a painting. It's like, when is the painting really finished? It's kind of like you get to a point, you're like, I'm happy with it, and I feel, and when I know that it's done, is that I feel not only connected to the song, but I feel like that represents a body of work that I've put out and can leave a legacy, and I think that other people can resonate with that. So,
Well, speaking of music being put out, you've recently put out some new music.
we did. We put out the new EP. It's called All Things New, and it's available on iTunes, Spotify, my website, which is www.danielnicholsmusic.com.
And for all the Amazon folks like me.
Yep. Amazon.
Spell Nichols for those that are typing it in.
Nichols is spelled exactly like the little coin. Nickels. I can say that again if you want me to.
So matter of fact, the next song we're going to perform is one of the tracks off of that 3-song EP.
Nice.
So, and it's called Let Me Be the One. And this song is another personal song, and I want the listener to interpret it for themselves, and then maybe I can describe it afterwards.
All right, let's do it.
Don't let my kindness be mistaken for weakness. It just gets in the way.
I walk along with one foot in, the other every single day. This is my story to tell. I've made mistakes, but I guess they're going well. Oh, let me be the one. Ooh, just let me be the one. Ooh, let me be the one who I see in those eyes. I often think that a masterpiece can be made in just one day. But my feelings, they get the best of me every time I think this way. The answer lies in the question. I have this feeling that just won't go away. Oh, let me be the one. Ooh, just let me be the one. Ooh, let me be the one who I see in those eyes. What you'll see is exactly what you get. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let me be the one. Oh, just let me be the one. Oh, let me be the one who I see in those eyes. Just let me be the one. Ooh, let me be the one who I see in those eyes. Oh, let me be. Let me be. Let me be the one. This next song is called This Afternoon, and I think the people that can resonate with this song are the people that they have a loved one and they're spending some time with them and they have to go somewhere and they don't really want to, but you know what? Duty calls. Anyway, it's called This Afternoon. Just a cup of coffee before we both go. Tell you that I love you and I'll never let you go. Oh, 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 oh. Tell me it isn't so. When the day is done, like the morning sun, the night is ours. In this afternoon, I'll be loving you.
In this afternoon, I'll be kissing you, yeah. In this afternoon, I'll be home with you, darling. In this afternoon, I'll be loving you, yeah. I just want to kiss you underneath the stars, stars in the sky. I just want you to call me your man, you one and only guy. Tell me it's alright when the day is done, like the morning sun, the night is ours. Ooh, the night is ours. In this afternoon, I'll be loving you. In this afternoon, I'll be kissing you, yeah. In this afternoon, I'll be home with you, darling. In this afternoon, I'll be loving you. Just to be home with you is at home with me. Just to be right where you are, it is all I ever need. In this afternoon, I'll be loving you. In this afternoon, I'll be kissing you, yeah. In this afternoon, I'll be home with you, darling. In this afternoon, I'll be loving you, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Just a cup of coffee before we both go.
See, now you're speaking my language. You know, Portland's kind of known for coffee a little bit.
We noticed many a Starbucks and other associated independent coffee shops driving through. We were very impressed.
And everyone always has their personal favorite. I don't know if you
Always.
found that, but
What's your personal favorite?
I personally am partial to Costello's as well. Sesame does have a really killer nitro coffee, which I have to admit is my weakness because, you know, it's super smooth and tasty and gets you all juicy.
I like it. Jason's starting to salivate over here. Watch out.
Yeah, I know where we're going right after this.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those where I walk through the quad here from Sesame with it in my hand and people think I'm holding a beer and it's like, no, it's nitro coffee.
Yeah. But you can think that it's a beer and it would be okay.
Right.
As long as law enforcement knows what it is.
They can have a sip and taste.
Yeah. See? Now she's speaking their language.
Exactly. Now, you've got a few shows coming up.
Yeah, we've got 2 more. So this will be the end of the tour coming up here soon, which you know, it's a little disappointing, but you know, we had a good run.
Bittersweet.
Yes. So we have a show tonight, actually after this radio show. It's at the Waypost. So we actually start at 8 o'clock, and it goes till 11. And then tomorrow night we're playing at the Buffalo Gap Saloon. So that'll be a 3-hour show. So definitely come out to that one too. And then Jason flies home, and I drive back to Talent, Oregon.
Back to real life.
You've had quite the fun tour. In fact, I believe you had some fun in Eugene recently.
We had a great time in Eugene. Eugene, what's up? Sorry, I had to plug him. But last so yeah, last night we played at the beer garden in Eugene, and the night before we had played at the Public House, and great establishments. Really love the staff, excellent people, great crowd, really good time.
Highly recommend them.
Yeah, please go.
Just, bring the bee kit.
Yeah, so interesting story. The night of the Public House show, I was playing this song called House of the Rising Sun. For those that like the Animals, that was one of their songs. And in the middle of the song, I felt something on my neck. I was like, maybe it's my necklace kind of wigging out on my neck. So I started to shoulder shrug. And then all of a sudden I was like, nope, something's moving on that neck. And so I go up and swat the side of my neck, and I feel this puncture. And it was a hornet, a.k.a. wasp, and it fell down, and I definitely had gotten nailed right in the that line, you got a dart in your neck?
Mhm.
That was me. I had a dart in my neck. Anyway, so I looked at the wasp, gave it a proper send-off with my shoe, and I looked over at Jason. He was still playing the song. So I said, you know what, Jason, you keep playing, man.
I had nothing else better to do
yeah.
at the time.
And we ended up actually finishing the song all the way through, and with a really awesome hornet sting in my neck. And
Great story.
Great story.
And you have the welt to prove it now.
I've got a nice welt on my neck, and it's excellent. It's a piece of history, memorabilia, whatever you want to call it. It's there.
We will be laughing about this 5 years from later. You remember when you got
It's
stung on the
yeah.
neck right in the middle of the song?
Yeah, the bartenders were like, "What's going on? Everything okay?" And I was like, "There's a wasp." And this lady in the crowd was like, "I have some hand sanitizer." And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just gonna keep playing." So it was a little silly and awkward at the same time. But anyway,
Well, speaking of merchandise, you have some fun merch that's available at your shows.
we do. Yeah, Jason and I have been handing out CDs. We've our EP and some stickers. We have T-shirts and actually a signed copy by everybody that worked on the last EP, which is up there. And yeah, and also our merchandise is a high five from each of the band members. So that's you can take that with you anywhere you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you attend one of the shows later, please come up, say hey, shake our hands, let us know what you think, what you liked, what you didn't like, and take a CD with you, take a sticker with you.
Yeah.
Come look us up, follow us, like us, click us, whatever that social media stuff is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do these days.
Right. Got to be in the in, right? Somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone who misses a show, if they still want that merch, can they order it online?
Yeah, they can. Right now, it's only available via hand-to-hand, but soon I will be putting up a online shop. So you can also email me at danielnicholsmusic@gmail.com, and I can get you some shipped right over.
Nice.
There we go.
For people wanting to find out about future shows, where's the best place to go?
The best place to go is either on my website, which is www.danielnichols.com, under the tour page, and you can also log into Bands in Town, which has all the posted tour dates on there as well, and Facebook, which I put up all the events on that page too.
Nice. What's the plans after tour wraps up?
After the tour wraps up and Jason goes back home,
I hear the heavy sigh with that.
yeah. I'll be working on a new body of work. So we've been ironing out some of these songs, like that one song that we played just now, a couple songs ago, Lucky Day, is another new song that we've been working on. And so we should be coming out with a new album, and then possibly doing another tour, and just keep going. You know, I think we've had a lot of good energy on this tour, and I'd like to consistently keep this up and keep moving.
It's a good thing to have in our lives right now.
It is.
I understand you had a little culture shock coming into Portland compared to North Carolina.
Just a little bit. Things look a little different. Who knew, right? And I also learned that what I call mountains, based on living in North Carolina or in Southwest Virginia, are actually hills. Okay. You guys
Y-
call
y-
that a hill? I've been misunderstanding this whole geological thing for a long time. But yeah, it's been beautiful. We started the tour off in Eureka, California, driving up and down the coast, walking through redwood forest, and just soaking up a lot of the sights, the sceneries. We're actual, fans of, touching, seeing, experiencing, exploring. So being able to come up here for me personally, and not just see it in a photo, but to be a part of it, was incredibly fascinating and definitely well worth the trip.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to get him to move out here. That's why I'm showing him all these really cool
that's
stuff.
why you had him come out in summertime.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about the rain again. And again, and again, and again.
Okay, random question time.
Okay, hit me.
First concert you ever went to?
I'm going to win this.
Do you want to go first,
Go
Jason?
ahead. You go, Jason.
The very first concert that I ever saw, and I usually win this argument whenever somebody asks me this, very first concert I saw was Elvis Presley.
Wow.
I've actually seen him perform.
Jason.
And
Wow.
I'm just dated myself too. But anyway,
I was gonna say I was tempted to ask how old you were, but I didn't want to go there. When you saw Elvis,
gentleman's secret.
can you say how old you were when you saw Elvis?
About 5 years old.
I imagine it made an impression, though.
Quite a bit. I've been a music fan ever since.
Okay, so the first concert that I can remember going to was a Jimmy Buffett concert.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was good. I was sitting right next to the speaker, so I was in a lot of pain the whole concert.
I'm surprised you wanted to be a musician
What's
after
that? Yeah.
That probably steered you away from loud rock and metal music, I imagine.
No, I just it eventually just burst. My eardrum just burst. No, it didn't. It's fine. But anyway, I really I think it was a great concert from what I can remember.
It looked like a good
Yeah.
concert. You could.
Everybody else was having a really good time. He was mixing margaritas on the stage. I was like, well, he's having a really good time. So
First album you ever bought for yourself?
I think it was Savage Garden. Yep, and I no longer have that album.
What format was it in?
It was a CD.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a CD.
Are you still a CD collector, or do you go to vinyl or digital?
I just anything. Jason really likes vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Convert.
a vinyl buff.
Full circle. Yeah, we'll go to record shows. I just love being able to pick up. They're literally works of art. They put a lot of effort into a lot of these covers, even the sleeves or the artwork on the album. So to me, it's just kind of reminds me of when I first got into music as well, and you're literally holding this piece of art in front of you that you can appreciate both musically as well as, visually.
Nice. Do you remember the first album you got for yourself?
Oh, good Lord knows. That's a long time ago. It was one of Queen's albums. I do remember that. But I
Nice.
can't remember which one it was right off the top of my head. Sorry.
That's okay.
What was your first album?
Ooh, so this will date me because I did one of those things where you can order online. It was like 10 CDs for a nickel
Yep.
or whatever.
Columbia House.
Yeah. Columbia House.
Yeah, I actually got in a little bit of
Yeah.
trouble because I think I was like 10 at the
You
time,
didn't pay, did you?
and I did this and didn't talk to my parents before I did it. So
Yep. Well, they basically just send you it.
right, and then of course my selection they did not approve of either.
Oh.
I had a few rap albums in there,
There you go, there you
and some
go.
Nirvana, things like that
Oh.
they shook their head and they were like, mm-mm.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, that's
Yeah.
too bad.
But I think that kind of planted the seed for, okay, I'm just going to hide things under my bed and they won't know,
I'm just gonna rebel even
That's
more.
a good idea.
right? That
Yeah.
started the rebellion.
Yeah, for sure. It's still going too, isn't it?
That's why I said started. I didn't say
it
ended.
did- didn't end. Nothing stopped right there.
Touche.
Didn't.
There you go. Okay, I think we have time for one last song.
Okay.
Can you do a quick station ID?
Yes, this is Daniel Nichols, and you are listening to KPSU.
And your last song is?
This last song is called Brighter. It is off my first album, and it's a song I wrote for my wife on her wedding day.
Nice.
She was burning brighter on that 4th of July, like a handful of angels in a radio flyer. She put on some Springsteen to help her from the cold, not pretending to notice what she needed the most. She was burning brighter on that 4th of July, like a handful of angels in a radio flyer. She put on some Springsteen to help from the cold, not pretending to notice what she needed the most. Oh, darling, 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 don't cry. Darling, 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 don't cry. She belongs at a lake by a fire. She belongs where no one does her wrong. She belongs in a field full of flowers, and there she will sing her song. She walked 100 miles in those worn-down shoes. Oh, handed out some favors and she kicked off them blues. So headed out of Brooklyn and I'll see you all so soon. Oh, I'll be flying higher than a cut loose balloon. Oh, darling, 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 don't cry. Darling, 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 don't cry. She belongs at a lake by a fire. She belongs where no one does her wrong. She belongs in a field full of flowers, and that she will sing her song. She took one good look around at the town. Shadows of people just standing around. Use a little warmth of mine. Oh, see you all in another time. See you all in another time. Oh, she belongs to the lake by a fire. She belongs where no one does her wrong. She belongs in a field full of flowers, and there she will sing her song. Oh, she belongs in a store full of diamonds. She belongs where every day's her best. She belongs in a field flying higher, spinning round in her white, white dress. Spinning round in her white, white dress.
Thank you, Daniel Nichols, for that beautiful in-studio performance, and thank you for tuning in to KPSU College, Portland's college radio station. We've been broadcasting since 1994 on the Portland State campus, and we're streaming to you worldwide 24/7 at www.kpsu.org. Thanks for tuning in.